I was gonna say on the last live, I forgot. Yesterday at work, I saw a bunch of people. Well, like I said, the cops were like mocking me the other day. They were all like driving by, waving, smiling, and like it's funny too, cause like if I record it, people can just be like, "Well, it's cause you're recording them. That's why they're waving and smiling." But no, they do it when I'm not recording. And like a bunch of cops were doing that the other day. And it's like, and I was flipping them off too, but like they were doing it like before I was flipping them. Like, or like this one cop did it like just like as they drove by me, and like they're just always like laughing and like waving and smiling at me and shit all the time. But yesterday at work, I saw a bunch of people that were like smiling and like laughing as they drove by me, and like I think that sometimes they tell people to do that. Like they tell people like laugh like, when you drive by, or like smile when you drive by. Like I feel like it because yesterday I just saw a bunch of people, like a bunch of people that were driving by me, synced, were just smiling as they drove by me. So I think they like tell people to do that to like try to make you feel some sort of way or whatever. And and then this morning, uh, I was taking a piss a while ago, and like right when I whip it out, a car alarm starts outside, and then it's just going off the entire time I'm taking a piss, and then right as I start to zip my pants back up, the car alarm turns off. And there's this red truck spinning around the parking lot right now. And he's doing it synced with these other cars driving by on the street slowly behind him. And a bunch of other sync heads walking around, driving around out there. But and then there's that truck on that video yesterday that was just like creeping behind me on this like next to me on the street, and he's just like right behind me, and he's just driving really slowly, like, and he's just like right behind me the entire time. And then he like comes up kind of like next to me, like when I walk up to the crosswalk, he comes up like a little closer to me, and he's just like creeping like right behind me, right next to me, basically, and like all the way, like almost the whole block, like pretty much from the Harbor Bar, I think, like all the way up the block, and then he turns in front of me when I get to the end of the block and parks next to me. There's a silver truck, and there's a black car pulling up on the other side of me when he parks. And then he clicks it in the park right in the center line of the street. And then when I get across the street, there's a red and a blue car. And then they're all like, da-da! And then that video this morning was extremely synced up. It was like, I got the, like toward the end of it, when the mailman was driving out next to me, and the car was starting behind me at the same time. Another person was getting out of a car across the street at the same time. It was just like five things happening like all at once. No, no. And then they just like disappear occasionally lately. Or like they do it all the time, but like lately, like this morning, a few times they just like disappear. Like right when I walked up, like right when I was getting to the grocery store on that video I just did, I see a dog walker synced, and the car door slammed with him synced, and a bunch of cars synced. But right when I was getting to the grocery store on that video, like they didn't sync at the crosswalk, and then they didn't sync as I was walking into the grocery store. Like they just all disappeared. There's nobody out there. Unless they were syncing behind me, maybe, but I didn't look behind me. It might have been somebody with the red shirt stepping off the street behind me at the crosswalk or something. Could be. But I didn't see it though, if that's what happened. And then there's this lady with a child with a red shirt, her little daughter with a red shirt on. And they kept walking back and forth up the sidewalk and back the other way. Sync up. And walking by me, sync up. And like the little girl like ran up to the intersection and then ran back the other way, synced up. I think it just got really windy when I walked up to my window. The wind synced, I think. I don't know if it was already windy or what. I don't know. Well, I see people walking with their children synced, and a whitey synced, and a bunch of other cars synced, and something flew by my window, and I think it was synced. And a bunch of cars in the parking lot synced, and the whitey driving by me synced now, with the B99 on the license plate. And a bunch of other whiteys synced. One in the parking lot and a bunch of them on the street. And a bunch of syncs synced with the other syncs. And then the guy got out of the whitey that parked next to me, and then he's walking up next to me, and there's someone running up synced with him. A child running up synced in the parking lot. And then there's other guys walking up syncs that's always synced, so. And there's a car on. Oh, I think that was his car. Oh, there's a cop driving out, or as he got in his car. There's a cop synced. And he got back out of his car, he's walking back. And I don't know what's all synced right now. There's so many cars right now. Something syncs with something else, for sure. Definitely multiple sync things are happening right now, but I don't know. I'm kind of lost right now. Okay, the whiteys were meeting each other at the intersection, and people walk in front of it. That was synced. There's a sync. Saw that one. And then we're gonna get in the car, maybe. Oh, we're gonna walk out of sight, synced. We're walking out of sight, synced. Sync. And then a bunch of cars synced, and then a sync. And then this light on this building out here is always turning on and off synced. And then there's like a porch light on a house right in the distance that's always turning on and off synced. And then there's like just whatever, like I think it's just whatever electronics and whatever lights they can sync them. Pretty sure I see the red sinks now, and then there's a car backing up at the same time in the parking lot. This black car. And as it's driving out of the parking lot, there's another car door opening in the parking lot. And it just never ends. Oh, and then it syncs with the guy walking out with the red coat on. This never ends. It just keeps going. And 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 it's still going. And they're going. And they're going. And they're going. And they're going. And where are they going? Down the sinkhole. Straight down the sinkhole. I think this bird just flew over synced with the red coat guy walking out of sight. Flew over the building corner as he walked behind it. And then as somebody else walks behind it, this guy's closing a truck trunk, and a car honked at the same time, and there's also other people walking behind his truck as he did that. And then they're gonna walk out of sight right now as somebody else runs. As other people run in front of the corner of the building, they're walking behind it. And it just goes on and on and on. Synced right now, I think. I don't know if he was already talking or what. He's talking right when I sit down, so it's probably synced. And then you hear on my walls click. I hear somebody walking down the hallway, and it's right as car doors opening outside, and also right as a truck drove out. And they've been walking by in the hallway all morning synced. And I see his truck right now, and he's always synced, and he's gonna sync. And it looks like he kind of halfway synced. I see a guy jogging. Is he synced? Yep, he's synced with a whitey. He ran up to the intersection right as the white car pulled up to it. Unless the whitey's stalking him and me at the same time, making me think that he's one of the synced ones, but he's an unsynced one like me. But he's probably one of the synced ones. He's running up sync, jogging up sync. Because I just gotta jog my memory that they're synced. But I already remember, I know that you're synced. I remember. They have to keep constantly reminding me. And then this morning I was hearing dogs barking synced, and I was hearing a cat meowing synced too, I think. Like when I walked by this house, this cat started meowing, and then it sounded like he was meowing synced, like with me crossing the street. And then like a block after that or whatever, I started hearing these dogs barking synced. But I don't think I've heard dogs barking synced in a while, like before this morning. Now that I think about it, I don't think I've heard that in a while that I can remember, but it's always happening though. Especially at night, and well, just all the time during the day too. But like when it's quiet though, like it's really noticeable. But I haven't heard a lot of cats meowing synced, except there was one time where it happened, and then this morning I think it was happening, and then probably happened a couple other times that I forgot about. But dogs barking synced though all the time, birds chirping synced all the time, and squirrels yell at me synced all the time. Like all the time, sync up. And then there's a little child on the video yesterday that was like running up when I walked up to the alley. I think she had a red shirt on or a pink shirt, I don't remember. Pretty sure she had a red shirt on. It was like this little girl. She was running up next to me, like when I walked up to the alley, she was just like running up all of a sudden. And like they're all like getting out of the car. But like she ran up first, and then like the family walked up behind her. But and then like right when I walk up to like the curb of the alley though, and like walk into the alley, like right when I step over the curb, you can hear her behind me. She's like yelling. She's like saying something. I don't remember. Maybe she's yelling or like, ah! And like it's right when I walk over the curb into the alley. And she's probably directly behind me at the same time or something. But yeah, I see a lot of walkers outside right now. This entire video, I've been seeing a lot of people walking up sync out there. And the sync jogger. It's pretty nice. It's cold, but it's like sunny out today. So all the walkers are out today. It's a Saturday. I don't think I've seen anybody walking that's not synced yet. I just see a lot of synced walkers. Do they got any unsynced ones except me? I don't know where they're at. So, what else happened? I don't know, but who knows what's gonna happen next? Maybe a plane's gonna be here in 3 minutes. Crazy fire truck siren, or both at the same time, or what? Who knows? Somebody knows, but I don't know. Somebody's sitting in a room right now watching me and jerking off all over each other and making up new synchronizers to sync on me and make me react and then jerk off to my reactions. Somewhere right now in a CIA lab or something, people are sitting in a room staring at a computer screen with a bottle of lotion and making up new synchronizers and jerking off all over each other and eating pizza. I see a whitey outside. He's parking. And he's like, right, this other guy got out of this other car, I think, that parked right before that. And then there's another car parking behind him, synced, as he's walking up synced. And then he's gonna walk in front of the intersection, synced probably. He's walking in front of the intersection right now. And there's a banging sound as he does, and the door on the other car is opening, and the door on the whitey is opening. And then he's logging up, and they're walking out of the whitey with their children, and then there's another whitey van driving by me sync with the other guy walking up sync, and then he's gonna walk by me sync. Is he gonna walk by me sync? He's walking by me. The AC thing outside my apartment turned on when he walked by me. I think he synced with him. I see the red cars synced with each other. I don't know how good you can see it on the last video, but there's a bunch of red and blue cars at the start of the video, and then, like right before the video, there's a bunch of red and blue cars. Sometimes, I'll think I catch it, like I can see it, like as I'm recording it, but then when I look back at the video, it's like shakier, and you can't really like sometimes you can't see the color of the car, and like I gotta zoom in on it more to like actually see it. But and then sometimes I zoom in too fast too. Like I zoom in and zoom back out too fast to like try to catch a license plate, and like I'll see it when I zoom in, but then like when I watch the video back, you can't see it. It's like blurry. It's like I need to like stay zoomed in longer before I zoom back out again. This car is parked right when I walked up to my window. Is he a synchead? Hopefully he doesn't take 20 minutes to get out of his car, and he'll just get out right when these other people walk behind it right now. Or something. Nope, he's not getting out right there. Is he gonna sit in it for 20 minutes and then get out of it? It's a strong possibility, because they like to do things like that, or they'll just get out of it right away, or they'll take off again. Oh, and then at the end of that last video, there was a car starting right as I started to walk away from the intersection, and it was the car that was across the street from me that park synced, and it was just sitting there. I thought they were gonna get out of it next to me when I walked by it, but they didn't. And then, like Like they started it when I walked away from the intersection, and then I ended the video, and then I look across the street. It's that car, and it had a 223 license plate, and it was taken off. Like it just sat there, and then it was taken off again. I wish I would have. It was like right after I ended the video, I look up and it had a 223 license plate. I was like, oh man, wish I would have caught that. But whatever. Yeah, they'll just pull up and park and then take off again. Anyway. I think that's all. I think there's other things that, I think that's all the things that I forgot to say. There's this whitey that's sitting way in the background. He's just been sitting there the entire time, and his door just open right now. I don't know if it's synced. It seems like it's probably synced. I'm going to pull off synced. Right when I end the video or something. I see the red and blue. Wait, that's so. I see the syncs though. They're synced with each other still. I see a bunch of syncs out there, and they're syncmobiles. But what was I saying? Anyway, I think that's all that I forgot to say, so I'll be back with more things to say, because I always do syncs, so there's going to be more syncs, and there's going to be new original syncs probably, and there's going to be the same syncs. And my toilet's going to sync, or my refrigerator's going to sync, or my water heater's going to sync, or my heater's going to sync. Or the sirens are going to sync, or the train horn is going to sync, or a car alarm is going to sync, or a car horn is going to sync, or an engine sound is going to sync, or my neighbor's going to sync, or people walking by in the hallway is going to sync, or a truck beeping is going to sync, or a garbage truck is going to sync, or a plane is going to sync, or whatever is going to sync. It's going to sync, or a frequency in my ear is going to sync. There's one this morning. I'm trying to think. What was it? Oh, somebody walked by in the hallway, and there's a frequency in my ear at the same time. Sync.